Everybody to our this is the really important part of our week because how long do adjustments take? A long time or short time?
Short time.
Right. So do you think it would be worthwhile for you to understand deeper on how the body heals
Yes.
and repair? Yes. Especially in our practice, our practice, even though we're more holistic in our approach, the type of procedures we have are very it's not common. So then it's very easy to get confused, correct? Especially with the muscle testing, really important to do that. However, the main reason why we have these seminars in our practice, do you think it's because you need more information?
Yeah.
Maybe. Do you really need more information? Don't you just go on Google and stay there for 10 years and never leave the computer like, oh my gosh, my grandkids are 18 now, right? So you don't need more information. What you need that we'll share with you this evening is our principles. Information is like data, correct? If you don't have the proper principles to filter the data through, how many times have you go, oh yeah, this vitamin's good, and you'd read another thing, no, it's not. How often does that happen, right? And so if you don't understand the principles, then you'll be swayed very easily one way or the other. So our goal this evening is not only to give you the principles, but to also think about this, right? None of us here are 12 years old anymore. Oh yeah, but you're maybe 15. Every day matters, correct? Because tomorrow's not promised. So we need to make everything matter. My hope that when you leave here this evening, you'll not only do things differently, but you choose, because of the principles we share with you, as to how to live differently, right? Because if you do the same thing again and again, nothing will change, correct? So with that, our hope is that you learn something, yes, but also live in a different way so that you can then be influential to others. Our seminar this evening is muscle testing. And the reason why we do that is to give you the opportunity to go deeper into how your body works. Before that, we always want to share our mission statement. Our mission statement is to provide you with the latest and most advanced technology in holistic and life care. And our catalyzing statement is to inspire people to live extraordinary lives so they can be a beacon of hope for others. Within the last 4 years, have people been trying to light each other's candle, or have they been blowing everybody out?
Depends on who they are.
That's exactly right, right? So guess what? You get to choose. And so our goal in our practice is to be the candle, be the light, be the lighthouse, so that we can inspire others to do the same. Those of you online, please type in your questions so that we can participate and we'll answer comments you make. So Dr. Goodhart is the doctor of chiropractic that back early, almost 60 years ago, I guess exactly 60 years ago, is that right?
Yeah.
60 something years ago. He was not only well renowned in chiropractic, but he was the one that discovered applied kinesiology. Applied kinesiology by definition is study of motion. Applied kinesiology is what he termed is how do you communicate with the body on an unconscious level. So that's really, really profound, and it changed the profession for the better so we can apply the principles in a more holistic way. The bottom line, why are we here, is because everything in your body is run through your nervous system. Your brain and nervous system is basically your hard drive. It's your operating system. And guess what? It's your body computer. So people go, muscle testing, oh my gosh, that seems so weird. It looks like a party trick. We're going to go over that today. We want to lay the foundation for understanding the principles behind it, but also the research. So if you want to read books, here's one of them by Dr. David Hawkins. He wrote 12 books, and everything was based on muscle testing. He was an MD, PhD psychiatrist, and he's passed a long time ago, but there's a lot of books that he wrote. Excuse me. Dr. David Klinghardt is a medical doctor from Germany, And the basis of the work that he does, he takes care of a lot of really sick people, is all through muscle testing. He's been doing it for many, many years now. Dr. Dan Monti also is the Senior Vice President right here in our backyard in Philadelphia of Integrative Health. He's one of our teachers in neuroemotional technique. He also is able to support us when it comes to muscle testing resources. A really amazing book by Dr. Oshman is called Energy Medicine, The Scientific Basis. It's another resource that you can read into. And Lynn McTaggart wrote the book, The Quest for Life, The Secret Force of the Universe. It's called The Field. A lot of different information. This is more quantum mechanical issues. So, has anybody ever heard of Barbara Brennan? Okay, she's not that famous anymore, but this is probably back more in the 80s. She used to be a NASA scientist. I mean, how much more left brain can you be? She used to study atmospheres. And all of a sudden, as time went by, she began to have issues with her eyesight, or so she thought. What was really happening is that she was beginning to develop her sensitivities to read people's auras. And so she started a whole school, Barbara Brennan School of Healing, and it's a 4-year program where you can develop your capacity to be able to, things that we do as kids, and our parents go, stop that, don't be ridiculous, stop imagining things, right? We're all natural healers and natural seers, but our society doesn't like us to do that because it scares them. But she allows us people to develop those sites. And if you want to hurt your brain, this Harvard doctor wrote a book. You read like a paragraph and you go, oh, ouch. Because it's so deep in terms of science, but it also, again, validates what we're doing in muscle testing. Dr. Rupert Sheldrake also talks about the morphic field. Everything's morphic field, everything's resonance. Everything's vibrational frequency. Sound is frequency, light is frequency, your skin is frequency. That's why you can have Wi-Fi. Everything's frequency, different frequencies of Wi-Fi. And if you don't have it, you get really annoyed because you can't do anything with your phone or your computer. Dr. Sheldrake talks more about that. So there's 6 different interferences that you can be exposed to in life. You have structural interferences, which is subluxation. You can also have biochemical interference. And you can have electromagnetic frequencies everywhere, 5G, EMFs, that can actually influence your cells and your health. Think about this. Deanna, when we were younger, can you imagine if we're playing in the backyard and I'll say, hey, Deanna, someday, because you know, you drink from the spigot, right, in the water hose. Hey, someday, we're going to have to buy bottled water. $3 a pop. What would you have said then?
Crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy, right? Why do we have to do that? Because everything's poison, right? There's actually an article I saw that there's in Philadelphia area, they found so many different poisons in our just water, in our city water, of chemicals and everything polluted. So we're so polluted, overloaded with toxicity, it's really hard, much harder to get healthy in today's world. Also, infections, there's some chronic low-grade infections because our bodies are so stressed now that the body's immune system gets messed up. Emotional stress, anybody here immune from that?
No.
Do you think you have more or less stress than we ever had before in today's world?
A lot more.
Is the world going to become less or more complex?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So guess what? We can't control the outside environment. The only thing we control is inside. And that's what we're going to be learning this evening. How do you then communicate with the body so you can influence what you have to do instead of what somebody else is going to do, to you? The principle is that if you have 100% communication between the brain and the body, guess what? You have 100% function, right? It's called the safety pin cycle. If that safety pin is closed, communication's 100%, you live the way you're supposed to. But because of those stresses, the 6 different types of stresses, your spine, like if you go in your basement, you have the breaker switches. Like if you overload, like the stove, or you plug in like the coffee maker and then the air fryer at the same time, and the whole thing, how come it's not cooked yet? Because you overload the system. That's what subluxations are. It misaligns your spine because you have too much physical, emotional, chemical stress. But here's the thing. The lights don't go out. You're just like, a little achy and then fine. but your lights are dim now, but you don't know it until you wait. Here's the thing. If you blow out a light bulb, you blow out an air fryer, you can always buy one from Costco. This is all you got. You got one body. You cannot get a new body. Sorry, we've tried, but it hasn't worked yet, right? So the miscommunications in the body mess up your whole health, right? As a matter of fact, what effect does misalignments of your spine have? Dr. Henry Windsor was a doctor in University of Pennsylvania. This was back in how long ago? A long time ago. As a matter of fact, this doctor actually lived in Haverford. And the only reason why I knew that, I had a gentleman here, my gosh, 25 years ago. He said, oh yes, I knew Henry. It's like, you did? Yeah, he used to live in Haverford. And he used to walk around in his yard because he would be patrolled by the police because he had this big mansion area. And but he had a sense of humor, so he would then go out in his dirty clothes and so on, doing gardening. And then one time, a new police officer came by that didn't know him, and they thought he was a vagrant. So he picked him up, put him in his police car. He didn't say anything until he got to the precinct, and the chief goes, Dr. Windsor, what are you doing here? What's that?
It was more fun that way.
It was more fun that way. He had nothing better to do. But anyway, so they asked him, hey, Dr. Windsor, by the way, he was a pathologist by training. What do pathologists do? What's their specialty? What do they study?
Bacteria?
Close. What else? Pathology means disease. So he studied why people died, right? Died of this disease, that disease. So here's what he found. They approached him, it's like, what does the nervous system have to do with disease? Well, so here's what he found is that if you take an organ, let's say heart disease, liver disease, colon cancer, right? He would take the organ, trace the nerve from that organ back to the spine, and he wanted to see what the condition of the spine was. Guess what? He found two things that were affecting that organ. That spine either had the most arthritis or scoliosis or curvature. So what's the equation here? You stress the spine, you stress the nervous system, you're going to get a disease 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road. And that's why subluxations are just as dangerous as the 4 deadly killers in the United States, which are what? Things that have no symptoms until it's too late that kill us. Heart disease, what'd you say? Cancer, what else?
Dementia.
That's actually more of an effect. It doesn't kill you, but so cancer, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, no symptoms until it's too late. Subluxation should be number 5. You understand? Because by the time you find it, it's too late. So here's our birthright. When we were born, we had 100% health, right? Because of the stresses, though, your spine gets misaligned, but you don't really do anything about it. And here's what happens. Your autonomic system, which controls your whole body function, starts to malfunction. The organs in the body start to malfunction. Then you don't become healthy anymore. You have lack of ease in the body, or dis-ease. And guess what the last thing is that we go to the doctors for? Symptoms. Can you see how far down the ladder before we even go anywhere? And so if you think about it, this is the way we've been conditioned. We wait until it's too late, correct? And that's why we suffer, unfortunately. So, as we do the muscle testing, the purpose of this is, number 1, to establish priorities. Also to avoid trial and error. How many times have you gone to a practitioner and say, hey doc, I have this condition. Oh yeah, try these blue pills. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, try the pink pills. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, try the yellow ones. Do you think that's science, or is that trial and error? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's a very common thing to happen, and that's the reason why we do the muscle testing, so we can avoid that. Another thing would be, and we'll talk about this in more detail, let's say you have 5 kids. Right now it's happening, or maybe a month ago. 5 people in the family, 3 kids, mom and dad, and they're going, the assumption is that, oh, they all have the virus or bug, all right? Not the way it works. And because then they give you a pinata of antibiotics, and everybody gets their antibiotics. Not the way it works. We'll talk more about that. So also we get to identify individually what your body wants, as opposed to what traditionally a practitioner will tell you what to do. Here's another important thing. In our traditional model, we treat the body like when we were growing up, kids are to be seen, not to be. My gosh, can you see that? That's like embedded in our brains, right? Well, that's what we do with the body. Hey, mom, I need shh, quiet. Sit down. Don't do anything. Is that healthy? No. You want to communicate with the body, because the more you communicate with the body, what happens to the relationship? Does it get better or worse?
Oh, much better.
Yes, exactly. If you have a spouse, you have the kids and so on, the more you communicate, the closer the communication, what happens to the relationship? It increases. When you keep numbing it and telling it to shut up, and all of a sudden, it doesn't work anymore. So that's our goal, is to get closer to the body so it helps you. So how does it work? So Dr. Masaru Emoto was a Japanese scientist. You can watch him online there. He studied water and the effect of words. Words carry the meaning that they have. Anybody heard of them before? Okay. So here's what it is. He took water. It was in Japanese. And he would put the water, the words on the water, freeze it, and take a look at what the crystals look like. You see this? So that's thank you. It's the crystals. You fool. Which one's better, first or second? You get it? Here's another thing. Your body's 80% water. When you're a baby, you're like pudgy and squishy. You're 90% water. So your body's 90% water. 80% water as you get older, correct? So everything gets influenced by words. So here's more. If you go back again. Can you see this? Let's do it. Do it. You're beautiful. Dirty. You fool. Despair. Hope. Can you see that? These are all crystals based on the words. And it doesn't matter what language it is. Words carry the meaning that they have. You think you should be careful what you think, you know? Remember, like, you hear eons ago when the teachers were not aware, how many times have they told the kids, like, you're never gonna... Mike, why would you even tell a kid that, right? And you take that with you. It's like, yeah, you're right. I'm just gonna live under a bridge in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? It's like in a van somewhere. But you gotta be careful what you say. But you know what? They didn't understand quantum mechanics back then. Now we're more aware that words carry the meaning that they have, because we're made out of water. That's the way the body works. Amazing grace, love and gratitude. How about music? Music's vibrational, right? So it affects water too. So you can hear, you can see Vivaldi, winter. Look at heavy metal. Hey Yapa, maybe you can research for me all the other music that's not favorable there. Text me the crystals when you find it. Bach, Tchaikovsky, Vivaldi, summer. Can you see this? Spring water. Lourdes, France. You guys know where that is. So, here's another thing. This was a water in a dam, a dirty dam in Japan. That's what it looked like, the crystal, right? And then they prayed for it, and that's what it looked like afterwards. Everything's frequency. Thoughts, words, everything's frequency, right? Before the prayers, after the prayers. Same exact water, different frequencies. So, when you do the muscle testing, what you'll do is you will actually hold up the arm. It's not a fighting match, so Yapa, you alright being on camera here?
What's that?
You want to be okay on camera here? Yeah. Okay, so what you'll do, you'll hold the arm up right here. Let me get a ladder. No, I'm just kidding. So. Messing with you. So you'll hold the arm up for that person, and then hold here. Can you see that? An elbow straight, and you're only going to use 2 to 5 pounds of pressure, right? So I'll probably work with you because you're going to be, injured. If you're okay, you guys can work together. And then come closer this way, and then you hold the hand on the other hand, so you make that connection, and then you just tell them to hold, right? So hold and resist, and then you just do that for 2 seconds, and then you let it go. So hold on, let me see here. You see the hand position, so you can either do this or this. Okay, we'll practice in a minute here. So, watch this, right? So just hold there. and say, I'm wearing, and what color is your shirt?
Green.
So I'm wearing a green shirt. Say that.
I'm wearing a green shirt.
Hold strong. I'm pushing hard, right? Lie. Say, I'm wearing whatever.
I'm wearing a red shirt.
Hold strong. Come on, man. Hold it. Say, I'm wearing a red shirt.
I'm wearing a red shirt.
Are you holding? Okay, I'm wearing a green shirt.
I'm wearing a green shirt.
Okay? You go back and forth, both of you. Come here. I'll work with you. Do the same thing.
Want me to
First,
do that?
yeah, start with, you work together. Start with, is this okay to shoulder?
Yeah,
Or you
does it push?
Yeah.
What do you just
okay.
push in?
Well, then watch, you're not watching. You're
Down,
going to push down.
push
There you
down.
go. Okay, put your hand on the shoulder on the other side there.
Oh, here?
So, okay, watch this.
Oh,
right?
yeah. it does
I'm going to push down. Ready? Push. Good.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Just like that,
I
right?
have to say,
Say black. So
Or you
I'm
have to
wearing
say,
a black.
I'm wearing a black
Yeah,
shirt.
Sweatshirt.
I'm wearing a red shirt.
Hold. See how strong that
hey, you
is?
can't hold it up.
Ah.
I'm wearing
I'm wearing
a
a
white
green shirt.
I'm wearing
sweatshirt.
a white sweatshirt.
Strong.
Hold
That's
strong.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Try again. Go back and forth. Switch.
Want me to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
ready? I'm wearing a
So,
black shirt.
I gotta
I'm
put my
wearing a
arm
black
out
shirt.
like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
wearing a pink shirt.
I'm wearing a
Alright.
pink shirt.
And
How does that happen?
oh, you have to
I'll
do it
show
on
you
my
in a
shoulder.
minute too.
Okay.
Okay. Go watch.
I'm
Come here. You
wearing a
hold
red
my
shirt.
arm here. Yeah, hold it right there.
Oh.
Right. Good there. Good. So
wearing
I'm gonna
a
push down.
white
So put
sweatshirt.
your hand on this hand. Beside that. This thing. Okay. Very good.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
I'm
Maybe
just
I don't
gonna
know.
hold first.
Start putting more pressure. Okay.
Good. So I'm wearing a blue jacket.
Oh, that's going
Okay.
down.
See how strong that is?
Anyway.
Keep
Yeah.
going back and forth. I'm wearing a pink
Hard.
jacket.
Let's see if you can do it again.
Let's try again.
Yeah.
Ready?
You want me to
I'm
go?
wearing a blue
Yeah.
jacket. I'm wearing a pink jacket. Can't do it at
Oh,
all.
yeah, I'm wearing a pink shirt.
That's crazy.
Try again. I'm wearing a white. I'm wearing a white sweatshirt. Right?
I'm wearing a white sweatshirt.
See how strong that is there? You can't hardly do it. Yeah.
Well, it makes a difference.
It does make a difference, definitely. Now, ready? Because here's the thing, the mechanism. Come here. Yapa. You already know this. Actually, come here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to hurt you, I
Oh, I
promise.
have to
Touch
do
that
that?
button. Don't touch it. Hold it.
Oh,
Not
hold
do
it.
The other one.
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of
What's
posies.
going on?
You have electric.
We're all electrical, right?
Oh, okay.
Come here. Hold that. Give me your hand.
Ring around the rosy.
Come up. Stand up, Ayapa.
Yeah,
Hold her
let's
hand.
I know the drill.
Yep. Hold her hand. They don't know it, though,
Yeah.
so. Come up.
Ring
Wait.
around the rosy. Ring around the rosy.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So the body's electrical, so it's invisible, correct? All right, not so fast. I'll get back up there. So.
Oh.
Okay, so watch this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, actually, you can work together now. Just use that left arm here.
Okay.
Go ahead, stand up. Come up here. Okay, watch this, right?
Which one's good for you?
That use this arm for her. Yeah, like that. There you go. Yeah, and then hold her other shoulder.
I'm holding
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Good. Now push here. Up. You're pushing up, right? Good. Now watch this. Think of something and just do 2 seconds and let it go so nobody gets tired, right? And so think of something wonderful that you want to happen in your life or it has happened. Give them a
That would
second
be
and tell
Diane
them.
to think of that? Okay.
Need to think of that.
Yeah, and then, okay, got it. And push. See how strong that is? Good. Now watch. Relax. Think of something upsetting just for a second or something potentially upsetting or something that happened and then tell them when you're ready. You see what happens? Hold really strong. Go switch back and forth. Try it. Ready?
All
All
right.
right, wait a minute.
Hold.
Here, try me.
Come on, man. Hold strong.
Oh, the other way. All right, we'll do it this way.
Switch the other way back to the normal.
Okay.
Something really happy. You got
Something
it?
happy.
Yeah.
Right?
What's happy?
And think of the
You're
unhappy
on a
one.
vacation.
Got it?
Yeah.
Can't even start.
Okay.
Gotta be careful what you think. How many times a day do we walk around thinking negative things and not
That really
capturing our
works.
thoughts? And you wonder why it's weak in
I
your
don't know.
system.
You know what? I
So
guess
why
it's-
does this
Most
work?
times.
Because your
Why does
brain
it work?
gets sad, it loses connection.
Right. Did you see what we just said? Everything's right. It loses connection. So remember how words influence frequency in the water? That's what you're seeing, but you can't see it.
Okay. Your brain goes. bzzz.
Yeah, it just like short circuits because then it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Same thing if you do somebody that you're fond of, you know, you can just do it just sitting right there, and somebody that you're having a challenge with, it just goes weak, right? So here's another thing. All right, young man, come back up here. try this with each other. Just face each other, like switch the seat there. Watch, or you can stand up. Just stand up. Watch this. This is nothing to do with thoughts. It's just a reflex in the muscle. Give me your arm up here, right? So just pinch the hold strong first, right? Just pinch the forearm. Watch. Hold. Hold. It's just a mechanical thing, okay? If you separate the muscle, hold.
I'm not gonna do that to your arms.
Again, hold. Hold strong again. No, it's not working. Hold again. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it influences it as well. Can you see? So now here's the thing. While you guys learn how to do this in a different way, because not everybody's going to pick this up. You could do a self-test. Can you see this? The O-ring test. Go like this. And then put these 3 fingers inside the ring. And you're going to try to open that ring. Got it? So
Which
now,
ring?
you have these 3 fingers here.
Oh, just these.
So say something like, whatever, I'm wearing a blue jacket and it should stay strong. I'm wearing a pink jacket and it should go weak. Try it on your song.
I'm wearing blue jacket.
So you're actually pulling it apart, right? Say it out loud, right? So that you can get used to it.
I'm wearing a blue jacket.
So in your case where you're doing something different but it still works, you're trying to do this pull, right? That's fine too. What are you getting? Are you getting a response there?
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just saying I'm wearing a green
yeah.
shirt.
Yeah, fine. Okay. And then what
I'm
the other
wearing a
one?
blue shirt.
No response. Okay, so what you want to do is pull the finger apart, like open the ring.
Okay,
Yeah, so this, what your goal is to open the ring or leave it closed.
okay.
So you spread it apart like this. It's more, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you actually just leave the hand there and go, I'm wearing a blue jacket, I'm wearing a pink jacket. I'm wearing a blue jacket, I'm wearing a pink jacket. So this opens up the ring. So that's one way to do it. Another one would be, come here. So just have somebody else do it. Come here. Can you see this? So I'm wearing, what's that, a white sweatshirt, right? Say that.
I'm wearing a white
I'm
sweatshirt.
pulling it apart. You hold it strong. See how strong that is? Lie. I'm wearing,
a red sweatshirt.
hold strong.
Oh,
And so
pretty strong.
it's pretty strong, but watch, because you're strong there. So what you do, take the pinky instead.
Okay.
Because you're not trying to be overbearing. You're trying to get feedback from the body. So I'm wearing a
I'm
white.
wearing a white sweatshirt.
Good.
I'm wearing a red sweatshirt.
It's a little bit harder, right? Here's another thing. Remember when you first learned how to drive when you were like 16? Did you get it right away? How many times did you give yourself whiplash and hit a curb? You know what I mean? So because you're not used to it yet, you have to practice this. You understand? Because it works. You just have to practice it again and again and again. Self-test is another way you could do it. So you can go like this. Same thing. Just, in your case, you can go, I'm wearing glasses. I'm wearing contacts. You get it? I'm wearing glasses. I'm wearing contacts. Just practice it again and again. So you have to get feedback. In the very beginning, like anything else, you have to exaggerate it. Right? And again, driving, it's like when you first like, shh, turn off the radio. I'm trying to, like, don't talk to me. Don't, right? You have to fix them. Now, did you drive here?
Yeah.
Did you think about it?
No.
No, just like you didn't go, don't talk to me, Deanna. I got to push accelerator. Because it's automatic now. You get it? But you have to practice it again and again and again. We've done this for 32 years. So that's why we're very easy for us to be able to communicate with the body that way. Another way to do it is finger stickiness that way. Can you see this? So you can go, I'm wearing a blue jacket. Okay, that's smooth. I'm wearing a pink jacket. And it should become a little stickier. I'm giving you many different methods in order for you to learn how to communicate because some people's bodies communicate differently. Occipital drop with Dr. Corn. The surrogate testing, we check babies. Babies can't hold their arms up. Or let's say there's something wrong with the shoulder. If Ron was here, remember how you were laying down the other day? And we did that correction and he could see. So that's how you then evaluate what's going on. So in our practice, the way we adjust the spine is to find out by muscle testing where the subluxation is. Right? Because that's not always what happens in traditional offices. So items to test. Here's another pretty important, cool thing. So let's do this. Come closer this way again. So if you want to test something, come closer and then borrow this arm here and resist me. Hold strong. Good. So we can ask, hey, is this good for you? Hold on to that. Put it on your chest. Good. Hold strong. and that's fine. That means you can tolerate that. Let me see this one. Concord grape jelly. Hold this now. Hold that now. Hold strong. Hold up high. Right. Hold. See the difference there?
Okay.
Hold really strong. Ready? Her body doesn't like it, and she doesn't know that
I don't know
consciously.
that.
Then watch this one again. You know, this is like totally blinded. You don't even know you were going to be here. Hold. See how strong that is?
Okay.
Try again. Really strong. Right? This one, for some reason, we don't know. We don't need to because the body goes, don't drink that. Hold really strong. Go high. Give yourself an advantage. You ready? Try again. It just totally goes weak. Now let's test you for this. Come here. Because everybody has different tolerances. You get it? Hold that down. Just hold it into your chest. And hold strong. Yeah, that's no good. Try that one. Hold this now. See the difference there? Let's check you too for another control here. That's interesting. Whatever's in that, maybe we shouldn't serve that. Just come, put it on your chest. Now turn this way. Put it on your chest so it's touching. Hold. And that's fine too. Try this one again. Hold. You're fine with that. You can tolerate that. See the water you're drinking? What kind is that? What's it say?
Poison's blend.
Is it spring or
Yes,
is it?
spring?
Let's check it.
Yeah, I don't usually.
I know, but just
This
check
is my
it.
emergency stuff.
Yeah, good. Hold it again.
Oh,
Put it to your
just hold
chest. Yeah. Put it to your chest. Hold. And it's fine.
Okay.
Can you see that? So that's how you would check it. So for example, Ayapa, come over here. So you'll check some nutrients. Like how do you know a vitamin's good for you? You check it.
Check it.
To see what's going on. Like this is, put that in your chest. So hold. Nope. Hold really strong. Because somebody could go, hey, you just take these vitamins. Like, how do you know you need it? In this case, whatever that is, body doesn't like it. You get it? You don't need that. Prostana, hold. You don't need it. So how about Pro-Ends? That's like anti-inflammatory here. Nope, don't need that either. Magnesium,
Everybody needs mine.
hold. He can use the magnesium, right? Let's check you though, just for the heck of it. Put it on your chest, hold. Either you don't need it or that version is not good for you.
Okay.
You get it? Try again.
Yes.
Put it close to you. Hold. That goes weak. So that's how you can tell. Like when we scanned you the other day, like what nutrients for pain, inflammation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta test it. So I know I took a shortcut because you were in pain, but that's how you do it over time.
Okay.
Get it?
Mhm.
So here's another thing. How many times have you read that all the chemicals that you have in your shampoo and your deodorants, test it. Test it. Just hold that and test it to see if it's no good. Don't buy that anymore. And that's how you protect yourself. Right? Especially with kids, you know. And you don't know what foods they're tolerant. So the cool thing about it, you know how we parents tend to like pull rank on our kids, like do that because I'm your parent, right? How well did that work for them? So guess what? When the kids were growing up, I stopped pulling rank on them. There we go. Oh, I really want to eat this bagels. Like, well, you know, you kind of have some sensitivity to that because of the wheat and the, pesticides that they spray on that. So let's test it. Like, what usually happens when you eat that? Oh, yeah, I start to get a runny nose and I start coughing and I get an itchy throat. Are you willing to suffer that consequence? So instead of saying, no, don't eat that, I'm your dad. No. Get the bagel, muscle test it. If it's strong, that means your body can tolerate it. If it goes weak, it's saying no, and you still eat it, you know why. Can you see this? There's no more like pulling rank on them because then you're looking at the reality of the situation. Nutritional supplements, vitamins, herbs, cell phone. Where's cell phone? Ayapa? Okay. Turn that on, right? I don't know, put a YouTube channel on or something like that. Just put the volume down. Because you want the frequencies to come through. So all the frequencies that go through on the cell affects you in a way, right? You got it?
You want the volume down?
The volume all the way down. Yeah, just so that there's frequency going through. You ready? Hold this arm. Actually, no, you hold this arm, right? Like a fist. Good. Now hold that. Now put it here first. Close to your head there. And not yet. Farther away. Hold strong. Closer. Hold on, not that close. So go like inch by inch. Hold. Right about there. Go inch away. Hold strong. Still fine. Closer. Right there. That's about it. Should you be putting your phone to your head?
No.
No. Put it always on speaker.
Good.
You understand? Let me show you about something else. You know what else the kids are doing now? How about the girls? Putting it right on their breast. Is that good? How about on your ovaries?
Mm.
Is that good?
No.
EMFs. Everything matters. So here's the thing. You don't want to ask somebody's opinion about something because they're only going to tell you what they know. Ask your body. Right? Because your body's intelligent. Your body knows exactly what you need. Chemicals. What's that?
My watch.
You can test it. Come on. Might as well.
How would I? Oh,
Yeah. Just hold this now. Lock it now. You're focusing on that. Yeah, it seems okay. Yeah, it seems fine.
okay.
See, so now you don't have to worry about it. Now, here's the thing. The difference will be if somebody called you and it starts to vibrate,
Yeah.
your frequency, the question, what's that doing now? You can test it. See, once you know how to do this stuff, it's so freeing. It's so freeing because then you really have an awareness. So let's say you do kinesiotaping, right? We take care of a lot of athletes. We tape them. How do you know which direction to put it in? You just going to follow what's on the box? How many times do people go, oh yeah, put the tape on, didn't work. Did you do it in the right direction? Right? Same thing. If you have Achilles issues, calf issues, shoulders, right? Didn't we test that the other day?
I'm all taped up now.
Yeah, it's taped up right now, right?
Yeah.
But again, the taping is secondary to clearing out. What did we do the first? Open up the nerve channels from your brain to the tissue. The reason why your shoulders have been nagging you forever, it's not because you need surgery. It's because the messages from your brain were making the muscles weak. So when the muscles are there to support your joint, but over the decades, the muscles have become flaccid. So now you're wearing your joints out. But it's not because the joints are worn out, because the messages from your neck weren't getting there. Because if there was something really wrong with that, would that go on and off, right? It'd be fine. But you're not 12 years old anymore, so it's going to take us a little time. You're 15, so you're going to turn into puberty soon. So it's like, can you see this? So here's the thing. When you have any symptom at all or any immune challenges, you have to find the root cause. Right? Remember we talked about the 5 kids? So let's say 9-year-old. Mom, I don't feel good. Well, what'd you do? Oh, yeah, we had baseball practice and we had softball practice out there. And I had to do my homework and I didn't get enough sleep and I had a test the next day. So you have symptoms of cold because you didn't get enough sleep and your immune system's weak. The 6-year-old, same symptoms. What did they do on the weekend? They had a birthday party. What did they eat there? What did they eat at birthday parties at 6 years old?
Cake.
Ice cream, and
Candy.
candy, and pizza. Don't forget the
Yeah,
pizza.
pizza.
Birthday. Guess what? They're poisoning themselves. They're sick. Not because they need antibiotics, right? And so the 15-year-old hanging out with the friends, right? Drinking when they're not supposed to. They're sick. So dad traveled to 3 cities in 2 days, red-eye flights, hotel food, meetings, stressful meetings. He's sick. Mom, she's taking care of everybody. Of course she's going to be sick. You understand? But doesn't mean that they all need the same treatment. Do you understand that? But you have to understand. So when you scan the body doing this, it gives you exactly what you need. And that's the reason why once you get to the cost, you get the priority too. Right? So analyze, clear out the nerve system first, and the extremities, the shoulders. Like you got to balance all that out too, because otherwise you'll pull your neck out of balance. That's why you have to do the whole thing. Here's the body. It's not like I should have. I have a bunch of Legos at home. It's not. You're not Legos. Like it's like straight things. Here's your body. When you move one thing, it's just one thing move. It's complex. Well, here's the problem. Traditional model would be, I'm a blue doctor. I take care of blue things. So I'm going to line up all your blue. And once your blue's lined up, you're good to go. Are you? No. How many sides does this have, Ayapa? It's a cube.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if you line up all to one side. Oh, wait. That blue doctor didn't work. Deanna, go to the green doctor. Do you understand? We'll line up all your green, and once the green's all lined up, you'll be healthy. Really? That's why there's nothing that's sustainable. You get it? Because the body's complex. It's sitting down, facing up. How else do we adjust you? How about sitting down? Look, internal workings to make sure that the body balances out on an emotional level. Not a therapy thing, but it's a body-mind experience. We check for the homeopathic remedies as well, and also check your immune system. So there's all different meridians here. So I have to come close this way again. We'll check here. These are almost like different apps on your body, right? So face this way a little bit more, and good. Face me a little bit more. This way, more. Good. Make a fist here. I'm going to push down. So for example, this is the main immune system. This is yeast in the belly button. Virus point. This is the gut. Oops. I remember, just real quick story. Somebody here that started care with us for like 6 months, and he's probably like in his 30s. And then he would come in and I would scan the body. It's like, oh, I can't hide it. So now you can dose it. You need 1, 2, 3. Let's watch. 4, 2, 3. That's how you dose it. Next week, is it going to be the same? No. Then why would your doctor tell you, oh, take these blood pressure meds? For how long, doc? Forever. Really? And you can validate exactly what the body needs at that time. Again, establish the body's priority. Here's another thing. When you muscle test too, we scan usually. Come up here again, Ayapa. Put that there. Hold strong. Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
we should put all this stuff away.
I don't think he wanted it.
Hold that. See the difference there?
Yeah.
No, don't take that. Okay. Instead of just the adjustment or the taping or the laser, you have to ask the body what the priority is. Give me an example. Let's say you go to your locker in school, you're in high school, right? You have a padlock. You have 4 numbers on there. How do you open that padlock?
No.
Same thing with the body. The doctor might go, oh, you need antibiotics. Well, how do you know you don't need to clean up your gut? How do you know you're not dehydrated first? You have to ask the body. There's a million things you could do. I just had several patients now. They just called in like, yeah, this infection, so now I'm on antibiotics. Is that what you needed right away? Maybe later on when nothing else works, right? So that's really important to understand. So again, you don't do trial and error because then the body starts to get confused. And also those kids and the husband didn't call you 7:10. All right, it's 10 minutes. I'm not going to say anything, right? Date night every week, you know. One time 7:30 now. Don't say anything. You don't want to ruin it. One time, now it comes up at 8 o'clock and you're waiting. So if you keep doing that again and again, what happens to the communication? Is that better or worse?
Worse.
What happens to the trust? What happens to the closeness of the relationship? Does it increase or decrease?
Decrease.
If you keep telling your body to shut up by putting medication on me lately, you've been ignoring me for 20 years, you want me to kill a cancer cell? I've been trying to talk to you. Your relationship is not going to get better. So how can you keep ignoring the body and expect it to then take care of you when you're older? Can't do it. See the principles here? So this is how things work. And that's why when you're here, you get the opportunity with all the interferences in the body to get healthier and healthier. So Dr. Perot was a cancer researcher, immune system. We'll talk about 2 of them only because we don't have enough time to cover all of them and you wouldn't want me to, you'll be bored to death. One level of immune function is glutathione transferase S. It's an enzyme that if you have high levels of, your body can detoxify, you can heal much faster. The other one is called what's called unscheduled DNA synthesis, meaning your DNA gets damaged from the environmental forces. If your body can repair the DNA, not for any symptoms, but he wanted to know what impact would that have on the immune system. He adjusted them regularly for 5 years. They have that cancer thing, the 5 years, right? And he measured their immune system. He compared them to people with clinical case of diagnosis of cancer and measured their immune system. And he compared them. If you were to be a scientist, right? Here's the chiropractic group, there's no cancer. Here's the cancer group, no chiropractic care. What's the control group? Quiz question, you get extra applesauce.
He doesn't want any.
Not bad.
We'll give it all to you. You can give it to all your... Come on, scientists.
Chiropractic care, no cancer, right?
No, so chiropractic care, no cancer. Cancer, no chiropractic care.
Cancer.
What's that?
Cancer. No.
Cancer, no chiropractic, that's already here,
Yeah,
right? Chiropractic care had 400% greater immune competence than people that had cancer. But compared to the control group, they still had double the immune function. 19 higher thiol levels, meaning your body can repair DNA damage. Okay? And here's the reason why. The way your nervous system is divided up is that 54% is mechanoreceptors. What does it sound like? Mechanoreceptors, what does it do? Anybody?
Fix your arm.
It tells you where you are in space. That's how you know where your joints are. If you go like this, right? Go like this. You can still know where you are because it feeds back to your spinal cord into your brain. Those are mechanoreceptors. It's like over half of your nervous system. Nociceptors is what? Pain, heat, cold, right? So what's left over? Autonomic, right? What is the division of the autonomic system? 24%, is like a quarter, is what? Sympathetic, which is accelerator, heart rate up, blood pressure up, right? And parasympathetic, calm it down, immune system. So 25% immune system is controlled through your nervous system. That's what was happening with these guys. The more science they begin to understand, the more they begin to... so I love this article from University of Virginia. What year was that? 2000. God, that went so fast. It's almost been 10 years. I just happened on this in the Discovery magazine, right? Between what?
Brain and immune system.
Really? No, come on. That's like granola stuff, right? This just happened. So watch. It's a stunning discovery that overturns decades of textbook teaching. Researchers in the School of Medicine have determined, everybody say it, that the
Brain
is
connected. Directly connected.
to the immune system by...
Vessels previously.
We
thought
didn't know
not
it.
to exist.
In 2016, they didn't know it, right? I really didn't believe there were structures in the body we're not aware of. Jonathan Kipnis, a professor, right, of brain immunology, how these vessels could have escaped detection when the body, the lymphatic system, we mapped everything out. We knew everything about the body. It's like, no, you didn't. So there we go. So when you muscle test, how do you get success? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, right? You got to keep practicing this. This is an opportunity for you. We've been doing this in our practice. That's why we sleep real well at night. And this is where my confidence comes from. Remember you came in the other day like, oh, Doc, it's worse. It's like, you made me worse. Like, no, I didn't. Your body was unwinding itself. Your body starts to unwind itself. So be careful. You're not 12 years old anymore. It's going to go up and down like this. Now watch this. Here's the mechanism before you got sick. This is healthy. This is sick, right? Your symptoms went like down, it went up. You felt not good, you felt good. Can you see this?
Yeah.
But look at the trajectory. As you get better, guess what's going to happen? I feel good, I don't feel good. I feel good, I don't feel good. I feel good. I wish I never started. What's that?
I don't want to do that.
But look at the direction. It's going up towards health again. It's going to look like the same symptom, but it's going to be something different. Okay? And it'll become less and less and less and less over time. Again, think about, do you ever have any kids with braces? Mm-hmm. Tighten them? Can't eat. You get it? Because you're trying to straighten things out. It's not always going to feel good. Then, once it's straight, are we done?
No,
What do they have to wear?
You have to retain it.
What do you mean retainer? Why? It's straight.
To keep it that way.
Why?
Because it doesn't remember yet.
Exactly right. And how many years is that? Do you understand? If your teeth are the same way, what holds up you have dental ligaments. What holds your spine and bones together? Ligaments. And tendons and muscles. You get it? But since none of us, listen, I grew up in the Philippines. All my relatives are doctors and nurses. I didn't know anything about chiropractic care. Right? So I didn't get adjusted until I was in my late 20s. And decided to go to chiropractic college. But we should have all been adjusted when? As soon as you were born. How many kids do you have ear infections and colic and all those things? That's from the birth process. Right? And that's the reason why I went back to school 5 years into practice to get my diplomate in pediatrics for 3, because if your babies are growing and the growth rates are shifting, right? At age 12 to 16, if you're a girl, you're going to increase your chance of scoliosis. Why? What happens with girls? What happens when 12 to 16?
Well, that puberty. Puberty.
What happens? What do you start to get?
You're-
Periods,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And what does that mean? That means the relaxing hormones kicks in.
Mhm.
Your spine's loose. You do all the sports. Now you're crooked, and then it stays that way. And you never fix it. And by the time we find you guys here 30, 40, 50, 60 years later, the spine's already decayed and grew in that position. Right? It's not necessary. So it's really important to understand the mechanism and how these things work. So, that's not it. Okay. Okay. People online, please connect with us. We're all over social media there. Our seminar, by the way, next week is going to be the NET, the neuroemotional technique. Our website, get on there too. There it is. So how to instantly improve. If you know people that are struggling, we've helped so many people with this. They've been to therapy, they're on medication, it's not working. The emotional stresses these young people have, either from teens to like adults, and they just really struggle. It's internal. It's on a cellular level. And unless you're doing the muscle test, it's hard to get to it. And we're going to talk about that next week. So, by the way, also, we have this is what you're seeing here. We have our Patient Appreciation Day this coming week, this week. And people will get to participate and win raffles and so on, because we're welcoming spring. So, any thoughts or questions before we close? Deanna, does that help? You're not going to get everything all at once, please. So, it's like just going to college in one day and like, yeah, got my bachelor's. So,
I think it's very helpful, yeah.
how is it helpful? What did you learn that's different?
Something new which can be treated without medication.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, are medication necessary? Of course not. God forbid you break your leg, you get a stroke, go to the hospital. Don't come here, you'll die. Okay? Medicine is for crisis care. It's there to save your life, and it's necessary when you're dying. You understand? The kind of care we provide is to allow your body to be healthier. It's the difference between that. Okay? It's important to understand that. Tonight, we'll need to leave you with another principle that I think will help you if you embrace it for the rest of your life and the people around you. There's a principle that says where your focus goes, remember Masaru Emoto stuff? Energy flows. That's why you can change the crystals in the water. So, how do we apply this to our life? There's a book called The Map of Consciousness by Dr. David Hawkins. And here's what it is. Let me see, make sure we have the rest of it here. See this line here? That line's below 200. These here, below 200, have these emotions associated with it. Can you see this? Pick something in the red. Anybody? Shout it out loud.
Regret.
Regret. If you're in regret, what's the frequency? It's below 200. Right? 75. Right? It's 75 below 200. Here's the principle. Anything below 200 will do what to you?
Make you weak.
Yeah. Anything above 200, anything below 200, you have to use what? You have to force things in life. Anything above 200 will what? Empower you. Anything above 200 will strengthen you. So let's go back to it. Would you say regret? Regret, the level of emotion is what? Grief. Life view, the way you view life, if you have regret and grief, is what? Life is tragic. And therefore your God view, God hates me. He doesn't like me at all. You get it? Yeah. And therefore, how do you act? Who cares?
Yeah.
I really don't care. If you move up to this level, at 75, you have anxiety. Then you have what? Fear. Life is frightening, and God punishes me. You get it?
Yeah.
And what do? Hide.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You cannot get here from there. You can't go 0 to 500, that quickly. So what do? Keep moving up.
But that's if you're there.
That's correct.
Okay, but I'm up there.
What's that? That's exactly right. That's where you exist. Let's say you're up here in love and joy. If you look at the scriptures, right? love, joy, peace. Here's a principle. Let's say you're at 500. Love, emotion is reverence, correct?
Yeah.
Life is benign, and God is
Oh.
loving, and therefore everything's just being revealed to you consistently. You get it? Here's the thing. A person above 200 frequency can negate millions. It's exponential. Below 200. So you don't need a massive amount of people. You just need a few people.